So, what do you think? I know this thing is incredibly detailed, and I didn't turn up the detail quite as much. I could have a little bit more, but I really think this is awesome. Welcome to the Trail Boss Squad. My name's John, and we're shining the light of Christ one ride at a time. And so you're watching this probably because you're just now getting into laser engraving. Well, you've come to the right place. One of the hardest things about the laser engraving isn't getting the machine. No, it's actually working with the software. And so there are some paid versions of softwares with some really detailed guides on how to use it. But I wasn't able to find any updated guide to use the LaserGRBL software. Now, is it LaserGRBL or LaserGRBL? I'm not entirely sure. Grbl. But I'm going to show you just a quick and simple outline on how to use that software. It is completely free, and we're partnered with Artilume to bring you this video with their T1 3-watt laser engraver. Now, this is a good machine because it is very inexpensive and it's pretty basic and should get you started to see if, this is something you want to pursue. So you can get into all of this for less than $100. The Artilume T1 comes with a few different practice materials, so that will really help as well. And if this isn't something you do all the time, the compactability of being able to fold this down into a very small footprint can really help for just the hobbyist who wants to pull this out every now and then. And so we'll practice on a few different materials and really show you how LaserGRBL works. All right, let's get right into it. Now, as you may have expected, the first thing we need to do is download LaserGRBL. And so we will just simply Google, it's the easiest way. Go to LaserGRBL download and go ahead and click right here. This will start your download, and once it's finished, we'll go ahead and open that and follow the instructions to install it. I've already done that, so I'll skip through that part. So it will add a little desktop icon right here. Let's just double click that. Once our software is open for the first time, you'll just kind of see all this. Well, the first things I would do is just go to Tools and install the driver for our machine. So we'll just click this. It will just kind of go through the process. We will choose yes, we want to go ahead and make sure that our computer can talk to our laser machine. Now, the Artilume T1, this is the gold version, comes in a few different models, but this is the 3-watt. So this is probably one of their most inexpensive models. So it's a very low bar of entry into what I'd call the laser engraving platforms. And of course, with the software being free, that really helps as well. And so we can really see here that there's not a whole lot to this. So we've already done most of the assembly. We'll take our laser, it'll slide right into here. You can tighten this little screw up, get it to stay where you want it to. Just go ahead and plug this in right there. And then we can plug this into the wall. And then we will plug this into our computer. Now, I've actually picked up a few things from the Dollar Tree as well. A couple pieces of wood and even a little grate to set our material on so we don't burn anything underneath. These things were around $1 a piece. So we've plugged our machine in, we've turned it on, and now we have plugged it into the computer. You can actually hear it making a humming noise. That's perfectly normal. Now let's go ahead and check out our software. So the first thing we want to do is come up here and hit our connect button. Once we do that, we will see it begins a new line of code. The next thing we can look at right down here is all of these arrow buttons. And so whichever way you hit this, it will actually make the laser move. So when I hit that same button, you can actually see me manually controlling this. Now, whenever you're moving this laser around and you want it to go back kind of to a start position, you can hit this home button. And I'm about to hit the home button. we can see it kind of sets back into that corner. Now I recommend going back to home really between every cut so you can make sure it's consistent, but you can do it however you'd like. You can also increase the speed that these arrows travel in case you need to move it a little bit faster. Now after you've done all this and you've got a bunch of this code that's running through here, and that's exactly all this software does, is send this code to that machine and gives a set of coordinates. If you hit this little lightning bolt, it'll just wipe all of that out, and then you can go ahead and hit that home button where you can get back to where you started. Now if we come down here, we'll see a couple different options. We can actually turn on the laser right here. Hopefully you can see it light up over there. Now the button right beside it only turns the laser on when you hold it down. So if you only need it on for a second, that's the button you should push. Of course we can, and whenever it makes that noise, you've hit the limit. So really, if you can figure that part out, now you're ready to actually start engraving. Now the tricky part is probably putting an image in here and beginning to work with it. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that. There's a couple different ways you can do that. One, you can go up here to this folder and open a file just like you would any other file. Or you can actually drag and drop images into here as well. Now since I've only got one screen, normally I have two, I might drag and drop with two screens, but for now we're just going to use one. I actually went onto the internet and just downloaded a PNG of this Trail Boss logo. Alright, now that we've selected this, we can actually pick several different options. One is how you want it to resize. Do you want it to have more sharp edges, or do you kind of like the natural smoothness of the image? It's going to be preference, and a lot of this is going to be preference as well. Here on the white clip, you can actually pick, what is going to not cut. So if you click this and you see pink, anything in pink isn't going to cut. Now if there's something that's yellow on here, well, if you adjust this up a little bit, then it might not catch the lighter colors. So you can kind of fine tune exactly what this does. So in fact, you can see right here, when I barely white clip it, it doesn't quite catch in between the B and the O. But if I slide it up just a little bit, it gets it. Now you can click black and white. So if you've got a color picture, this might matter, won't matter for me. So you've got a few different options of exactly how this cuts. Is there a line-to-line tracing and all these other kind? Now we got line-to-line is what we've been doing, but if we actually want to do the outline of it, we'll pick Vectorize, and that will give you more of a cutout or an outline that you're looking for. Now also got the direction that it can go in. Do you want it to just go horizontal? Do you want it to go vertical, or do you want to get it diagonal? I'll play with that and see. But that's basically how does the laser move. Does it move side to side, up and down, or of course in a diagonal pattern? And then you can click this line preview and it will highlight exactly what's going to get cut. Now up here I skip brightness and contrast. This will just depend on how you want your image to look. Now mine's a black and white picture, so it's kind of a moot point. But if you have something else in mind here, like a picture of a relative or something like that, this could really make a difference. How dark do you want it to burn and things like that? I definitely don't want anything gray in my background. And I'm going to just check that line preview again and make sure that's going to be fine. And click my white clip, make sure all that does not get cut. Now if you do something, you can revert all the changes if you don't like what you did. You can actually rotate the image if you'd like. We can flip it horizontal if you'd like, up and down. You can crop the image if you want. And so you can kind of pick, how you want it to be cropped. Now I don't want to do any of that. I want it to be back here. If we click this, it will auto trim, and that works pretty great. So we can see here, and I've got the line preview on, so it can show you all the different lines. Now, say that you want your lines closer together. That's where you would come to this quality and, up it or lower it. So perhaps you don't want as many lines in yours, you can change that. You've got flood fill, and so if you've got, you know, say you want that middle part in that O to be filled, we can click that, and now we see that it would actually fill that portion in. Now I don't want to do that, but you know, that option is there. And now if we click this, this will actually invert the color. So maybe you only want to do an outline of this image. Well, that will work too. Now if you do that, you may want to take it off of, you know, the auto and maybe crop it the way you want it. That way you get the outline that you want. We're going to do it kind of just like this though. And so let's go ahead and hit next. And we're going to have some options here. Now these are the most important options. Now for this machine, we're going to leave most of these just like they are. And so right here is probably the most important thing. What power do you want this laser to shoot out at? Now this is only a 3-watt laser, but this is going to be, you know, the most important part. We probably don't want to hit this piece of wood at 100% because we might actually cut through it. Now, if you were doing an outline of an image, perhaps that's exactly what you'd want. That's not what we're going to be doing right now. And so we're going to set this, and 1000 is 100%, 800 is 80%. I want to just do this at, let's do 50%, which would be, for some reason, 500, and just see what does that do. Now, this tells us how big it's going to be. This should be in millimeters. You can auto size this, and so it will be 300 dpi, 45 by 7 millimeters. So that'll be probably pretty small. Let's just kind of you know, play with this a little bit. We're going to hit create. Now this is what it will look like here on your screen. Now you can kind of pinch to zoom on this. So you'll see now we've got actually a few different options here. So we can actually move our laser to the center of the frame. So this is great to see where is this going to land. So let's go ahead and hit that and see where it's going to start at. So it's planning on starting it right there. And if we're curious where that's going to be, there we go. We also can use this button called framing, and that's exactly what we want. So we're going to click that, and it's going to kind of show us exactly where this is going to fall. So we can see I've got it set to be pretty little. Now, how do you, before we begin, actually set this? Well, this actually came with a little spacer piece. So we actually want to sit that under there. We'll loosen our laser up, kind of sit it where it rests on that, tighten it back up, and then we're actually going to slide our little piece out. So now we've got the perfect spacing. Here's a couple extra tips. Right here where it says 1, you can actually pick how many times you want this to run. And then down here, you actually have an estimated completion time as well. So we're ready to begin printing our project. We're just going to hit this little play button up here. I'm going to go ahead and do a little time lapse of what it looks like on this screen. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. All right, guys, and don't forget, safety first. Always put your glasses on because it does kind of hurt your eyes after a while looking at it. All right, so let's go ahead and pull our creation out. Now this is just on cardstock. We can see, and I think my cardstock actually moved just a tad bit. I needed to clamp it down a little bit better, but that's what it looked like. Now I probably need to turn my power down a little bit for cardstock. I don't think it quite required that. Seeing if I've got some of these darker lines. So let's try something again. All right, so we went ahead and tried the same design. I left it at the 50% power. And I ended up with this, which looks pretty cool. I actually ran it through twice. I didn't know what it would do with this. I might could do it again. I might could up the power, but honestly, I just kind of like that. Hard for me to show it to you on the phone. In fact, I'm not even sure what it looks like, but to me, it looks really, really neat. So I just Googled AI image creator and I typed this into one of the free programs and it popped this up. Let's see if this machine can handle something like this. I'm just going to save it. I'm going to actually open it in Paint, kind of color that little part out. And then we're going to do the exact process I showed you. We'll see how it turns out. Let's try something a little fancier, see what we can do. Here we go, guys. I cranked it up to 90%. Like I said, this is a 3 watt. And so you crank it up to 90%, you got 12 watt, you're going to cut through this. But with this small little beginner laser is what I'm going to call it, you can really get some stuff done. That looks really, really cool. Who wouldn't want that for a Christmas gift? I really like the way that turned out. So that will do it for the tutorial for the Grbl laser software. Yes, I'm still running some stuff here in the background, and hopefully just those simple instructions will help you get a lot of stuff done. And everything I told you is everything that I've done in this video. And so if you like the results, you can definitely duplicate those as well. Now, as far as the T1, it's a great beginner machine. Can definitely get a lot of cool engraving done, but it's not going to do really any of the cutouts. You're probably going to want to upgrade to maybe the 7 watt version that really doesn't cost that much more. It's going to be more for engraving, really not cutouts. I wasn't really very successful with trying to cut anything out, even the really thin boards. You could probably cut out some cardboard perhaps, but besides that, you know, you're not going to cut through any wood and make any maybe like little earrings or something like you've seen here. But it's a great way to get started. Make sure that you like this and you're capable of doing it before you go and spend too much money. All right, thank you Artilume for sending that over for us to test. If you want one, check out the link in the description. And then don't forget, Jesus loves you so much he died for you, and all the honor and glory goes to God. Good night, good trails, and God bless.